Right, so now we're going to move on to the next thing that we're going to be doing today. So it is actually the next day, but we're going to continue on with this video regardless. So let's just get to it. So the next thing I was thinking of doing was setting up a voice assistant engine thing. So this is actually, so you're probably familiar with like Google Home or Amazon Echo, Cortana, Siri, those types of things. Well, we're going to try to set up our own where we can actually program it ourselves to do certain things and do things that it actually came with. So we're going to set up our own voice engine now. I think this should be a pretty interesting thing to try. So what we're going to be using is a program called Minecraft. That's an open source voice engine where you can install custom skills, they call it, which is, as the name describes, its ability. And I'm gonna try to program some of my own to see if I can get that to work. So yeah, let's just do that. So this is gonna be on my Raspberry Pi, but you should be able to install this on pretty much any system, I think. At least any Linux system, pretty much. So yeah, let's just get to it. So I'm gonna go onto my Raspberry Pi. So this computer fell asleep, I think. It glitches out sometimes. There we go. So we're not going to install it on this system. We're going to install it on my Raspberry Pi. Then when I have my Raspberry Pi deployed, it should work whenever, pretty much. And we'll go into all the stuff later on. But we're going to basically set up our own custom voice engine. I think this should be a pretty interesting project. So I'm going to hop onto the Raspberry Pi now. Right. So we should be able to just install Minecraft directly on here, which is the servers we'll be using. Otherwise, it would be Picraft or some other alternative. So if we launch a web browser on the Raspberry Pi, you search Minecraft Raspberry Pi. That might not even be the right search term. I might search a site like this, maybe. So basically, you can download it with. You can download basically a Raspberry Pi image where you image the Raspberry Pi. But I'm not going to do that because I want this Raspberry Pi 4 to do all the other stuff it currently does. I want Minecraft to be an addition to everything it already does. So I'm not going to image it. Otherwise, you would download the image for Picraft and then you could use like Etcher, Rufus, or Raspberry Pi Imager. Actually, I don't know if Rufus would work, but Etcher, Raspberry Pi Imager to load the image onto an SD card, and then you should be able to run it. It's technically based on Raspbian, so that's why I'm just gonna do it right on this Raspbian right here. They call it Raspberry Pi OS these days, but if you want, you could also follow some of the steps that are on here. Search in Picraft. Sorry, I can't find the page. Maybe it's because I'm using DuckDuckGo rather than. Oh yeah, this is what I was looking for. So you can download the image right here. Otherwise, you could go to here and build it yourself. So you download the Raspbian. And then you configure it to basically be exactly the same as the image. but I'm technically going to probably follow these steps most likely, but I'm just gonna do Minecraft installation tutorial. I think it's Minecraft like that. Or Minecraft Linux tutorial. Since the Raspberry Pi OS is technically based on Debian, can I run a NeoFetch on here real quick? And I can see the specs, and we'll see that the Raspberry Pi OS is technically Debian at its core. There's all these different Linux distributions, but there's three main desktop ones, which is Debian, Fedora, and Arch. All of them are pretty much based on that. Yeah, Gentoo is its own thing, but if you want to add time complexity with compiling your own packages and all those things, then fine, call Gentoo its own, but basically you got Debian, Fedora, and Arch, or Gentoo is like Extreme Arch. And of course there's like Linux from scratch, but really those are the main ones at its core, and there's pretty distinct differences between each one, so that should make it relatively easy to decide which distribution to go with. What if I run NeoFetch right here? See, it's Linux 10 and then Buster. The Buster tells us it's Debian Buster, basically. So yeah, let's see what kind of steps we get right here. Yeah, these steps are pretty much the same as these ones right here. So the first thing we do is install Git. So in a terminal, which I can make bigger pretty easily, just say sudo apt install Git if you haven't done that already. And we're gonna clone Minecraft. I'm taking it from this guide, but I think these look like pretty much exactly the same steps. I don't think you should have to do this step, most likely. Since they're basically the same steps, it doesn't really matter where I follow the instructions from at this point. So I'm going to run this, which I am able to copy and paste. By the way, when I couldn't copy and paste before, one other thing I probably could have done was probably could have also used SSH with SCP to transfer the files that way. I think the scripts mainly failed to run because it had characters in there that somehow got in there through pasting. That could have been Vim's fault for all I know. Although I did do a text file, didn't I? So probably not. You may not have even run into those issues to begin with. There's that possibility too. So it's basically downloading the Minecraft related stuff, and it's going to create a folder called Minecraft Core as shown right here. Sorry, I can't zoom in on here the way I can with my main PC. That's because I use a utility called Glassbrick on here, for example. Sorry about that. It's glitching out here. Because on here I use a utility called Glassbrick, which allows me to zoom in on here. I don't have that on the Raspberry Pi or anything like that, so sorry I can't do it on here. But oh well. I'm gonna let this run and then I'll be right back. Right, so I've finished downloading now, so I think the installation process might take a little while, so why don't we get that started? So if we do a listing, then we can see a Minecraft core right here now. So we just type CD, then that. We go into the folder we just downloaded. Everything in there is basically all the stuff that was on that GitHub repo. Those are files, of course. If you didn't really understand that concept earlier, I'll prove it to you. Those are the files we just downloaded. I opened up my file manager on the Raspberry Pi in that directory that we're in with the terminal. Those are the files. So now, the dev setup should have, if it's green, that means it's got proper execution privileges. That's what this X means right here. So we'll run it as our user. So now it's just a matter of running the script. And of course, before you run really any script, you really should look at a script before you run it. But I trust Minecraft. I really don't think that, since this looks proper, I think it's probably fine. So I probably wouldn't worry about that. So we can just run the script by saying /dev setup. And we can press tab to autofill too. So now, oh nice, it gives us the option so we don't have to run that git checkout. I bet you used to have to run that back in the day, but now that they incorporated it right into the script, we don't have to worry about that anymore. So technically this is slightly out of date. This is no longer required since it's part of the script itself. That's cool. So I'm not going to be doing any development on Minecraft itself. I'm going to be making Minecraft skills probably, but not the actual Minecraft platform. So I'm going to run it on the stable master branch. So I'm going to type Y and update regularly. Master branch doesn't always update, or it's not as frequent as like the dev branch, so I think I'll still update it. Sure, it's up to you whether you want it to auto update. Building a local mimic. So this might allow you to talk to it even without network connectivity. It'll take up a bunch of space for that. Do we want to do that? There are other things I want to do that we could do while we're waiting for this, so I'm going to say yes. Helper commands. I like how it asks these questions up front and then it knows what to do from there. That's what a well-written script will do. Rather than asking questions as it runs into what it needs, ask them all up front and then it's got all the answers. You can leave it for an hour or two and it knows everything it needs to from you. I would say yes for this one because helper commands are basically stored in the bin folder. I'm not really going to get into what that means, but typically you would only have to, you'd have to reference bin directly to run the commands, which can be a little bit tedious, but if you add it to the path variable, then you can run it wherever you want rather than one specific location. I was showing you the directory stuff earlier, and I open up the file browser, you know. Remember when you run a program, you have to be in that same directory, but if it's in the path variable, you can run it from anywhere. If you didn't understand that, it's not really that important. I would say yes, especially if you didn't understand what I'm saying, and there's pretty much no reason not to do this. So that's the path. It might be a little bit relevant. I might take a screenshot of that just so I remember the path in case I need it later. I've just taken a screenshot of that path in case we need it later on. I want to make sure that my system loads a folder real quickly to make sure that the video hasn't frozen up like in past videos. Snappy and responsive, so we're good. So yeah, in case you're not aware, the last video has like an hour or two worth of footage that's effectively useless because the video froze up. It looked fine right in OBS, so I had no idea, but the final product was all screwed up. All you had was audio for like an hour or two straight. And I had no idea. So my favorite part of that video is essentially ruined. But I always like to make sure that that's not going to happen again. Because I have no way of telling. For all I know, it could be happening right now. You in the future obviously know whether it is, but I don't. So that's why I like to do certain tests to make sure that it isn't happening. If I can load a folder quickly on my computer and it's not taking like 30 seconds to load, it's probably working fine. But if it takes 30 seconds to load, then the video is probably getting messed up right now. It's a nice little test I could do to see how responsive everything is. But it looks good. So whenever I talk about a test to make sure that the video is good, that's what I mean. Anyway, let's do this. Do you want to check code style when submitting code? I would think so. It just makes sure that whatever code you write is valid. I would think you'd probably want that. So I'll say yes. And then of course it says if unsure, answer yes. The interactive portion is complete, so now. So whenever there's packages that conflict with each other, only one of them can exist at a time. So this is going to wipe out a certain package. I do have this Raspberry Pi backed up, so I don't care if it screws anything up, but it likely shouldn't. It's possible that the conflicting package is just a newer version of this one. In fact, if you watch Linus Tech Tips, when he tried installing Steam, it literally removed his whole desktop environment. And that's a glitch with the package manager. It's not necessarily because of a conflicting package, but it is because well, actually it kind of is conflicting packages. He didn't update his repositories, so as far as it was concerned, there was conflicting packages and it just removed them. So that's kind of what happened there. That's why installing Steam removed the desktop environment. More or less something like this, but not exactly the same. Anyway, I don't think it'll cause any problems. We'll find out. So it's installing some dependencies right here, so you can just hit enter. And I think it should run just fine on its own. I think it's going to be building stuff from source code, possibly. Not really sure. Some stuff might be written in Python, in which case it probably will. We'll find out. So, yeah, why don't we have... I want to make sure that this is working before going on to the next thing, at least for the next minute, maybe. So in the meantime, I'm going to talk about something I was going to talk about regarding my Steam controller while we were in Linux before, and I was using it. So one of my video ideas that I plan on doing in the future, since you can do virtually anything on this Steam controller right here, I think I'm going to do a challenge and see if I can edit an entire video using only this and not a keyboard and mouse. No keyboard and mouse allowed. I'm stuck with this entirely. I think it should actually be quite doable if you properly map keyboard shortcuts. And I probably will allow myself to use AutoHotkey to assist in the process, which will help me with some of the button mappings. So I'm obviously going to have a button for like putting the video in full screen, playing, rewinding, double speed, which is just hitting the play button multiple times really, and making a cut. I'll probably have that be like this button or something like that. I will probably be using a macro like ripple trim clip at playhead is what it's called. What it does is it creates cut points, and then there's a clip in between two cut points typically, and you would normally delete that and then bring the clips together. But if you ripple trim, then you don't have to do all those steps necessarily. You could ripple trim directly at where the video editing playhead is. So I might have a button to do that, most likely. Sadly, I'm unaware of how you would do that on the Mac with DaVinci Resolve, but Windows with AutoHotkey makes that fairly easy. So, yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can edit an entire video using this thing only, nothing else. If I had to Google anything, I had to manually type with this using the on-screen keyboard. I didn't really showcase that, but I could, because I'm still in my Debian system technically. So this is good. We're not really losing productivity right now. So I'm going to switch back to my Debian system. This is what my login manager looks like that you didn't see last night. If I had that Star Trek operating system set up, then I gotta switch the receiver again. Sorry, bear with me. We're compiling stuff on the other project, so we're not technically losing time, although I could be more productive. This is where you would select the LCARs. You could use this instead of WhiteDM if you want. This is SDDM. You could even use GDM or whatever else is available. So that's how I log in. Open up a terminal. If I press the keyboard button now, still not pulling it up. Steam's gone. Well, that's interesting. Sorry, I can't show the keyboard because I don't even know what's going on here. I think it's glitching out right now. Some turkeys out there. Dog seems to be wanting to chase it. Anyway, let's take a look at the Raspberry Pi ones and see how that's doing. So it's still setting everything up like you'd expect. So since that doesn't work, let's move on to the next thing. Of course, they would release this on Pi Day. Makes a lot of sense, right? The Raspberry Pi related stuff on Pi Day. Anyway, let's the Pi 3 is right here. I'm gonna take out the SD card. This is the one that was in there before. The new one is currently being written to. Of course, it's what percent would it be on when I check it? Told you I'm cursed with that number. Once we get that, I'm also going to set up Ansible, which is basically a utility that allows automation of certain tasks on computers. So if you want to like update servers in bulk, you can run one Ansible command once it's properly set up, and it'll update a whole bunch of different servers at once. And I'm thinking the reason I want to install Ansible is so I could use that Minecraft to essentially create commands to do stuff on other computers over SSH. So I remotely connect via terminal basically and execute a command. And Ansible will make it easy to connect to the computers with SSH, I think. So that should simplify running commands. So if I wanted to like shut down this computer, for example, I could just like run the Minecraft command, tell it to shut down my computer, then it shuts down. What it really does behind the scenes is it makes an SSH connection and runs the shutdown command. That's the sort of thing I would like to be able to do with this voice engine. I'm going to probably install some sort of library to interact with the Philips Hue, and then also basically run commands on different computers. So Minecraft and Ansible should work nicely for that. I don't think you need Ansible, but it makes it so easy to run SSH-based commands. A couple of years ago when I automated something via SSH, I wish I knew about Ansible at the time because it would have simplified the tasks so much. Because how do you write a script to essentially make an SSH command or connection and execute commands from there? You have to detach your terminal on the main computer and all sorts of stuff like that, but Ansible will simplify all that. And it can do multiple computers at once with a single command, or a single computer, which is probably what I'm going to do. I might program it to work with multiple computers, like shut down all my computers, that sort of thing. And you can program commands pretty much however you want as far as I'm aware. So we'll be setting up Ansible for that reason. Well, let's see how we're doing. Ooh, what's this? Warning, clone succeeded. But checkout failed. I don't know if that's too big of a deal. No idea what just happened here. I probably should have run the git checkout command that was on here. I thought it would have defaulted to master by default, but if there are multiple branches, it might not. So git status will probably tell us if we're missing anything. Not even sure if that's gonna work. Not sure what happened here. I'm just gonna say git checkout master. I'm gonna run the script one more time maybe and just see what happens. Not sure if this is gonna help at all. Oh. I think we're actually out of room on this Pi. Let's find out. Oh wait, let's do this. Yeah, look at that. We maxed out our memory usage. That's what's causing this to error out. Let's cancel that. We gotta free up some space. I didn't really consider that. But I think the thing that's using up most of the space is most likely my ISO files. Let's go into that ISO folder. Let's see what's taking up most of the space. Windows 10 is one we can easily get rid of. Windows 7 Pro. NVIDIA 10. So I'll remove Windows 10 and then Windows 7. And that. Okay. So that should free up some space on the drive. So there's 11 gigs used in there still, but gParted will give us a nice graphical representation. So it looks like we got 10 gigs free. That'll probably help. Let's try this again. I think we'll probably have better luck now. So you probably wouldn't have ran into this issue if you weren't low on disk space. But you know me, I'm always running into issues. So I'll just let this keep running and hopefully we won't run into any problems. But in the meantime, why don't we do this? I think the error was probably just that the amount of space I had was too little. See how the other Pis do. Uh-oh. How's our disk space? Still doing pretty good. I think I might have to do this again too. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh, you know what? I bet it's not even going to be quite that simple. Because I don't know if anything really changed. So those files. Where is it stored? I want to reinstall this once, otherwise the worst thing that'll happen is I'm going to have to re-image this Pi with that memory card thing. So I'm going to have to redo this as far as our space goes. Went down a little bit at least. Let's check out the other Pi. We're gonna run git checkout master. Okay, now we'll see what this does. Oh, good. Seems like this is a slightly good sign. So I just hit Y. You don't even have to do a capital. Y for auto updates. I'll maybe do this, although it might take up a lot of space. I want to do the path. Yep. Check code. Make sure the syntax is good, I would assume. So now this, it might actually fail on some of this. Yeah. We might fail right here. It looks a little different, but not too much. I do remember doing that before. We'll just hope for the best here, otherwise we might have to re-image. Otherwise, while we're waiting for it to reboot, we'll check out the other Pi. Yep, that looked good right there. Okay, so that's actually good news that it's still working. The good news is all the GitHub stuff might have happened right in this directory rather than elsewhere. So that's a pretty good sign. This looks like a good sign. I think we were erroring out at this point before. Let's hope we were. Let's check the use space, by the way. Guess what percent it's at. If you don't know which thing I'm looking at, look at the call abuse percent. It's that cursed number I was talking about earlier. That's the one that I'm interested in. Alright. Google that. Oh, that kind of looks like better news, doesn't it? I think that's better news. I'm gonna assume this worked. This has to have worked. I press enter on here because I did the wrong keyboard at one point. I think if I started, it'll run. Let's see what happens here. Ready? Oh, this is for what services to start. Do I start all the services? Do I restart all the services? Do I start the command line interface version? Right. So let's test the audio once. So as far as the microphone goes, I'm going to use my old webcam, which is a Logitech C270. This is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to plug this in and then we'll run an audio test. I think that would probably be wise. We're actually using the Pi that's further away. Hopefully the distance doesn't ruin the ability to speak into it. So what I'm going to do is let's run the audio test once. So start Mycroft audio test. Okay, let's see if this works. Hello, I am making some noise. Does this work? I hope you register my microphone. I don't know what to say. This is just a test. Testing 1, 2, 3. It ain't matter what I'm saying. You know what I mean? You with me there? Let's hope that this works. I guess we might hear it if it works. We might not if it doesn't. I don't know if it's going to stop recording or if I have to stop the recording. I don't know if the volume's even going to work. I guess we'll find out. This is no audio's going through. That might just be my capture setup right now. That's very possible. I don't think we're getting sound in general. I might have to set it to the HDMI. I think it's pretty obvious that it's not working for us right now. So that's where the issue is. Do I have options over... So it's actually going through the headphone jack. I'm going through the capture card HDMI. Let's see if it works now. Maybe I'll turn this down. That's good news. I think it's working. But it's hard for me to hear it. It sounds like it's working. Hearing some music rather than whatever this is. Is that from this video? Is that weird sound from this video? Oh, you know what's happening? I think I know what's happening here. It sounds weird. I can't even hear the people on here, but well, I changed the output. Let's see if this works. That's beside the point. That might be a whole different thing that's erroring out. Let's rerun this. If I don't hit the wrong keyboard first. Testing the audio, seeing if it picks it up. Are you picking it up right now? I don't know. Wouldn't that be exciting if the C270 works? I think I saw a list that said it was a confirmed mic. Yeah. Oh, you want me to talk some more? Well, I'll talk some more. I don't know what to talk about. Are you dreaming if you're a lucid dreamer? I don't know. You have to find that out for yourself. Let's see if this works now. How long is it going to do this for? It seems like a long... I think it's that microphone that's glitching out. The microphone does this glitchiness even on pretty much any computer, which is odd. I think it's a weird thing with the webcam. It might be shot. Let's try Audacity once just to see what's going on here. Or is my audio output really as screwed up as it sounds? Hello, is this working? I don't know if it is. Hello, is this working? I don't know if it is. So that works fine. Didn't sound very clear, but it worked. I wish I could set the microphone for that. Audio inputs. Yeah, that would be it. I think that's what we want. I'm gonna assume that it works, even though it doesn't sound right or anything like that. So I'm gonna... What's next? Getting it all set up is I'm gonna run all. So now if I want to set it up, do I just run that setup.py? Is that right? So Python setup.py. Let's look at this getting started guide. You can run it on Android. You can also run it on Docker. That's cool. I think we have to create an account now. I will probably have to hide the pairing code. So I apologize about that. You know what? I'm gonna do this off camera just to be safe here. And then I'll resume when I get this all figured out. Right, so it is pretty much a straightforward process. When signing up with an account, it'll go through a bunch of different end user license agreements, that sort of thing. Then opting in for basically submitting your voice data, and I mean, you should be able to answer those questions, I think. There's nothing really technical there. So, fairly straightforward then, I think. The next step is to add a device, which is our device. I might have to hide this. Okay, so measurement, I'll do Imperial. Probably 24-hour time format, I don't really care. That's what I use for the date. Country. If you start filling it in, then you can select it quicker. I'm from Minnesota. Feel kind of weird putting my city down on here. I'm gonna fill in the rest of this information, so I could say that I'm Central Chicago. That's basically Central Time. I'll start with this. I think I'll probably modify the wake word later on. I want to see if I can get away without putting the city. That is a little bit excessive. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to get the device to do a pairing code. So this I could close out. Wait, so did we already run dev setup? Is that the script? Yeah. So then what? I might be missing something as far as starting up the script. Not sure what I'm missing. I think it's CLI. I think that's what we want. Aha, that looks familiar. Okay, now for pairing it, I'm not sorry about that abrupt cut. It started showing the pairing code when I least expected it to. I don't want to include that in the video, so I'm going to enter in that information as well as the other information on the page. And then I'll show you what's next from there. Right, so I just punched in some information and Okay, I want to make sure that the terminal doesn't show the parent code before I go to that. Sorry, one sec. Right, so I got the code to not show up, and I've been running into some errors right here. I decided to do like a skill test, and it ran into this error here. Wake word test didn't really work because of this. Not even sure what's going on exactly. How do I run the script? Start minecraft.sh, restart all. Not sure if that'll help at all. I did try that CLI thing, and I don't think it'll do the code. Oh, this looks better. Should we see if it works now? I think it'll, oops. I think it'll tell us. This wasn't working properly before, but I think it is now. Let's actually wait for this to happen first. See what happens here. Looks like my controller's shut off. Had it on for a while. So this is installing stuff. That might be why it wasn't working before. This wasn't happening before, but I think it should have been. Since it's pink, I think it's related to skills according to this. I don't like the look of those errors, but only so much I can do. Skills update complete. Let's see if we could do a basic thing. Hey Minecraft, what is 3 plus 6? It just made a weird sound. I didn't even understand it, but it worked. Hey Minecraft, what is the weather today? Hey Minecraft, what is the weather today? Just... Oh, how dare you tell everybody where I'm from. You know what? We know that... We know where certain people are from. It's probably not the biggest deal in the world. But, yeah, that works, technically speaking. It even recognizes my voice. Hey Minecraft, make me laugh. Hey Minecraft. Come on. Hey Minecraft. Tell me... What just happened here? Hey Minecraft. It errored out, I think. Let's see what happens when we restart the command line. That's odd, whatever's happening here. think I might have to restart the servers already. Hopefully that's not something I have to normally put up with. Okay. As far as the firewall goes, I'm not super concerned about that. I wonder if it'll work. Hopefully this works now. Hey Minecraft. Tell me a joke. Guess it's a way to convey how you feel about something. Hey Minecraft. Tell me a joke. I think it aired out before. Hey Minecraft. Tell me a joke. Chuck Norris knows the value of null. And he can sort it. He can sort by it too. What? I'm embarrassed to admit, but I don't even get it. I mean, I know null is an empty value, but... Oh, yeah, because... Oh, I think I get it now. Normally, null is something that can't be sorted because it's nothing. But Chuck Norris can sort. I mean, that's like, what's a good analogy? Supposed to be sorting eating cupcakes by size, and all you have left is a wrap on it. You don't know what the original size is. This would probably be the equivalent of Chuck Norris still being able to sort it by size just by looking at the paper. This is basically the equivalent of that. It's a Chuck Norris joke where you can do that sort of thing. So it does work. It's just that the command that I used before caused some sort of error which caused it to fail before. I think it'll work now. Hey Minecraft. Tell me a joke. That's a type of error, I think. I'm not 100% sure. So, yeah, this works now. Sorry, seems like I haven't been doing anything for a while, but... Not sure if it's still running or not. It might still be running, I'm not even sure. If it is now and it wasn't before, it aired out of whatever it was doing. Let's have it spell one of the longest words I know. Hey Minecraft. Spell Demonio Ultra Microscopic Silico Volcano Coriosisa. Hey Minecraft. I think we have to restart it every time we do this. That's okay. I'll probably get this to run at startup eventually so that it just works. But But now I'm fine running this command line utility and then restarting it. I think technically you wouldn't run this with a desktop environment. It just minimizes the overall footprint. Because right now, as you can see, we're using like a gig of RAM, and that could go way down if we weren't using a graphical environment. Or if we were using like a tiling window manager. So I just have to restart the service when I run it. It seems like all the skills are installed in there, right? Not even sure where the skills are located. Kind of tempted to see if I could get it to work with the Philips Hue, which I could do with the Stream Deck right now, but it's glitching out. Not sure why. If I turn it on right here, that works fine. The Philips Hue. Maybe the bridge is disconnected right now. That would be why. The Philips Hue bridge is not even connected. Now it is. Wasn't properly connected to the network switch. So I imagine this will connect eventually. Might take a little while. I'll try it later on maybe, but I would like to see if I could get this to work with the Philips Hue and all my devices basically. Let's see if we can create a basic skill that could restart this computer for now. See if we can ask Minecraft to restart this Raspberry Pi. So to do that, so installing new skills, we're gonna build it, but so to install a skill, this is what I will use. But as far as creating a new script, well, it's good to know if the audio does work. Didn't seem like it was going to, but so I think there's a nice way to set up a skill using some sort of Minecraft command. Yeah, Minecraft MSK create. I don't even know if I'll be able to run the command, but let's try it. I don't think I have this properly installed. Yeah, I don't think this is installed correctly. So I might have to do like the start Minecraft create. What are the installation instructions? Do I have to run this? Something's not working here. Something didn't install correctly. Does this show how I installed it. So do I have to say debug? So I'm gonna restart first and then see what debug does. I will have to worry about the firewall on a bigger network though. I'd probably use like UFW, but I think there's actually a more modern utility for that now, as far as a firewall goes. But if you're at home, you probably won't have to worry about that. Looks like it's downloading something. Okay, now we gotta figure out what's going on with this. I don't think I'm gonna have much luck doing this on the video. Being in front of a cam and trying to get this all figured out, I'm just not gonna have luck. But maybe there's a way for me to run the skill command in a different way. There must be a script somewhere in Minecraft for. I didn't say anything. What's in scripts? Seeing if there's anything related to a skill. Can I list all SH files? Oops. About name. Where's Minecraft MSK? Is there anything related to Minecraft in here? I thought it was installing stuff to bin. Well, where the heck is... How do I do stuff with skills? Wait, what's in this bin folder? Ah, here we go. So this is a local bin. So that's where we do it. So we can just run that. This Minecraft MSK. Why is it? Oh, I have to do a /. Minecraft MSK create. Here we go. I think we're finally It uses get. Get needs to know your name. I don't want to use get for this in the first place. But nope, not doing that. A short, unique skill name. Reboot. Host Pi. Such a dumb name, right? But probably gonna want to take a screenshot of that. Reboot host Pi. Okay. I just took a screenshot now. It's a terrible name, but enter some. How many sample phrases do I need? What the skill should say to respond. I'll say like rebooting or something. A one-line description of the skill. So this makes it easy to create new skills, and those are some trigger phrases. Sorry, I haven't been narrating what I'm doing here, but hopefully it's fairly descriptive based on that. So I created the class name and then some phrases that'll be used to trigger this particular skill. And then it'll just say rebooting in response to it. I don't care because I'm not even going to have a speaker hooked up. I'm literally just going to use it for commands. Pretty much it. A one-line description for this skill. Roots the Minecraft server. A long description. Okay. Author, I'll just put my own name. Choose an icon. I'll just hit enter for the default. Color hex code. Maybe I'll do like a teal color. I don't care actually. The primary category, I'll just put configuration. I don't need to put that. I just put configuration for a category. Tags to make it easier. Not gonna worry about that. I'm not gonna add a license because I don't even plan on uploading it to begin with. This thing does not deserve my GitHub information. Does this skill depend on Python packages? I don't think so. Actually, yeah. Since we're executing a shell command, it will require OS, I think. I might want to screenshot this too, just so I have it. All right. I think since it is using OS, no. So Opt Minecraft skills, reboot host Pi skill. So let's go to that directory. Did that still work? Hey Minecraft, what is 9 times 6? I wonder if I can tell it weird things. Hey Minecraft, good job on you. Ah, it didn't get it. Should I keep it running? No. Okay. I just wonder if it's gonna be able to reference this particular skill. I just kind of want it. So opt. Wait, what? So opt Minecraft skills. Maybe it really is referencing that particular path. I hope it is. Reboot host Pi skill. So that's a directory, it looks like. So the init.py. Oh, whoops. So vim manifest. I think this is where we specify so the dependencies uncomment the lines you need. Let's actually write a Python script that can execute a shell command first. I think that would probably be wise. I know this isn't really the place for it. Nah, I'll just do it in the home directory for now. Not really a place for a Python script, but I want to create something that works. So Python execute shell command. That's really what I want to do. Then I can do my SSH commands through Python and then have it trigger based on voice commands. So os. This is actually quite I forget how simple Python is sometimes. When I'm using Java, I'm like trying to do something that would take Python 15 lines of code. In Java, it's like 400. Java, to me, is kind of a pain. Sure, it's got a lot of capabilities, but Python is like so simple compared to Java for the vast majority of things, I'd say. Okay, so I'm just gonna create a new script called shell command.py and import os.system. Will it just reboot, or does it need like sudo privileges or something? Is that all I have to write? Can you imagine if this rebooted the Pi? That would be incredible. So Python shell command. If you want to do this in Java, yeah, good luck doing it with 2 lines of code. Okay, Python is so underrated for so many things. You see why the Star Trek operating system uses a bit of Python. That is crazy. It even requires pseudo privileges. That's actually kind of scary though, because if you want to run, that sounds like an exploit to me. If you want to run a command that requires sudo, can you just create a Python script that runs the command you want? Because that could be a very serious exploit. I'm gonna have to try that out in the future and let you know if I happen to think of it. Oh, I gotta get barriers set up again. And I wish I didn't reboot it just now, but whatever. So I gotta move this to the other Pi. And launch barrier. So this is how I set up barrier on the Pi. I don't have it in the startup or anything like that. And I have to manually type in the IP address of my computer. Okay, if the cursor teleports, that tells me it's probably working. Yep, now I'm using my main keyboard and mouse for it. We're actually done with the Pi 3, so that's good. I'll hook it back up to my NUC then. Although I probably should keep it there, because we'll be rebooting quite a few times. But man, that was so dead simple. It was unbelievable. Almost like it didn't even happen. Almost like this is a dream. Is it? I did tell myself that I went through a very thorough reality test and told myself I'd be doing this video, and I did not complete it yet. There's no conclusion yet, so I'm assuming I'm still awake doing the video. But if I'm wrong, I'm gonna have to reassess, obviously, but I think I'm really still doing this video. Okay, so OS is a dependency. Why am I grabbing this keyboard? Okay, so we're gonna go to opt, Minecraft, skills. So reboot host Pi. So hopefully they make it dead simple to create a skill. That'd be great. I know you can bundle words together recursively in a sense. I don't know how to do that. I'm probably not going to be doing that for a while. But, okay, let's go to the manifest file. I'm going to uncomment the dependencies. Python. Since I'm not using that, I'll delete that line. I'll change this to OS. Install the packages. I don't think we're gonna have to install special packages. I think that's all we have to do in that file. So it tells it we just need OS. So now that init.py is, I think, where the magic happens. Wow, that was a lot smaller than I thought. So all the intents and things like that it pretty much knows it already. So up here I'm gonna say import OS. And then in theory, it's gonna speak this dialogue, right? So in theory, all I have to do is then execute the reboot command right there. You imagine if that's all that was required? So os.system, was it? I forgot. But look at my other Python scripts. What's shell command? os.system. Reboots. Can't believe that's all that's required, I think. Is this literally the entire skill? It used to be difficult to create scripts like this, but I think they made it a lot simpler now. So now do I have to install the skill or anything? By rebooting it, I now lost all my tabs, but I really just have to go like this. Man, so even with Ansible, which is something I'm going to set up later on, I can make an SSH connection without increasing the complexity of the scripts. Ansible will make it easy to do an SSH-based command, which is how I execute commands on different computers. So I want to reboot this computer. I don't think I have SSH on Windows, but I think there's a way to get it. And I'd be able to use the equivalent shutdown command. That's where the complexity of the script would probably go up a little bit. So if I'm like using Windows, run this. If I'm using Linux, run that. So I imagine I might have to have some sort of way to detect which operating system. Or also just have separate scripts for each one and trigger them accordingly. That would probably be the way to go. Alright. I love how you can just do that. MSK create. That makes it so dead simple. So it'll speak the command, of course. I think if you add multiple outputs to that file, it'll pick a random one. So if you wanted to speak in slightly different ways to make it more human-like, it could be like, rebooting now. Or rebooting now. I don't know how to actually program that sort of thing, but that's the idea. You can make it say it in different random ways. So we ran this structure. We pretty much have that all figured out. I think what I showed is probably correct. Now it's a matter of importing the skill, I think. So that's our structure that we saw. I love how simple they made it, I think. Do I have to install the skill that I created? Or do you think that I'll be able to run it now? Can you imagine if it worked right now? I want to look at I think this has the dialogue. Rebooting is a dialogue that it says reboot.intent. So those are the things that we should say. We can say any one of those things right there. Reboot my Pi. So if we start off the service, can we say reboot my Pi and it'll just work? Man, that would be nuts. Then we'll see if we can get the Nook to reboot. By the way, does the lights work now? Still doesn't. Is the bridge plugged in? Philips Hue bridge, which is required. Yeah, it's plugged in, right? I want to real quickly look at my Stream Deck settings. Let's see if I can... Okay, so that's the screenshot I just took. I actually took the screenshot on my main computer rather than the Pi itself. It's just simplest right now. In case I need to reference information that I may have forgotten. I probably won't need it, but I took the screenshot just so I have it. And I opened it in the image editor with GreenShot so that I don't have to like permanently save it. It's a good use for quickly capturing temporary information. Right. What am I doing? Forgot what I'm doing now. I literally cannot remember what I was gonna do. Let's come back to here, then maybe I'll think of it. See if the schemas trigger. So I talked about the intent. Oh, Philips Hue. It relates to the Philips Hue in some way. Stream Deck. Okay. So what I want is related to the Philips Hue lights. No bridges are even registered right now. Looks like I want to restart the Stream Deck service and then maybe it'll work. So if I come down to here, quit Stream Deck and do it again. Now I can't show my overlay until I switch it back, unless I go like that. Sorry, I feel like my videos doesn't feel like concise now. I apologize about that. I feel like I'm going off on these tangents. My thoughts are disorganized, and I apologize about that. It's recognizing it now. It's recognizing my bridge and all that, so that's great. Boom. Lights on. Probably can't really tell, but I'll fix that for you. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up my phone's camera real quick. You'll probably want to see it in full screen. By the way, that's a different cuckoo clock than the one you've probably seen in the past. I've been doing some repairs on that one, and I think I pretty much got it fixed. I'm not going to talk about that here, but kind of in depth. But that thing's had some pretty weird problems. And I think I got them all fixed, I'm proud to say. So now when I press the power button, boom. I would like to be able to do voice commands with that too. So I want to make it some color. Green, blue. Works out pretty nicely. My normal color, shut it off. There we go. Sorry, I didn't show my webcam overlay, but I don't think that was really necessary. So there we go. I think the Philips Hue will work when we... There's a skill for that already. And a pretty easy utility that we could run to install it. So now let's go back onto the Pi. Okay. Can you imagine if it was that simple? If all we had to do was say one of those trigger words. I'm gonna keep that on there because I feel like I'm not gonna be able to think of it when I want it. My mind might blank out. Okay. Sorry about I can make it bigger. Can't control the mouse now. What? That's odd. Don't know why that happened. Well, it's fine because it works now. Okay, so Minecraft. And then we just run the CLI. We'll start Minecraft CLI. That would be nuts if it worked. I hope it works, because if so, then it's gonna be so easy to program it to do stuff. It's gonna be like dead simple. Skill setting downloaded has started. I imagine it's gonna update. I'm so glad they have a skill creation utility, because it makes it so much easier. I would have had to learn so much more before this video if I were to do something like that. Okay, should we just see if it works? Hey Minecraft. Hey Minecraft. We didn't start the services yet, did we? Oh, failed to load. I wonder why. Hey Minecraft. Not detecting a mic. The services probably aren't even running. Probably wasn't even running. I just want to make sure that there's like a mic level and all those things. There's not. I do wonder why my skill failed to load. The mic level is not even there. Hey Minecraft. Not sure what's going on here. Does the microphone work at least? Doesn't look like it's even there. That would probably be why. Might have disconnected somehow. I don't think it's just gonna register. See if Audacity recognizes it now. Microphone's not working. It's showing right there. So I'm gonna reboot. I'll restart. Oops. Here we go. It took a very short amount of time before, which seemed kind of strange. In the meantime, create skill. Whoops. I actually didn't want to leave that, so create skill. Then I think you have to add like a stop or something. You will usually have this init. Is that supposed to be in there? We might not even. We're calling the init, I think. Oh, it's in the class. There's supposed to be an initialize. So this is outside the class. No, it's inside because it has self. This might be inside the class, maybe. Kind of weird that it wouldn't automate that part. I think we want it to be up here. The tabbing is sensitive, so you do have to pay attention to that. I'm not even sure if that's gonna work. Why don't we look at the hello world? I think there's a sample with hello world that we can see kind of how the script is supposed to be structured. Why was that not a good search term? I'm gonna see if Google does any better with this. Interesting, Google gave me better results than DuckDuckGo. So the init.py on here. Initialize. Like pretty much like that. Intent handler. So there's multiple intents, then you can actually create multiple intents, it looks like, in one. That's how I might differentiate the devices, maybe. That would work. Then I think this stop right here. I think I just created like right here, maybe. Pass. It knows what stop means. So then maybe that I might need to do something like that to make it work properly. So now I'm gonna restart. Load it again, see if that improved the skill or the script at all. Frustrating that this isn't really working too well, but still failed. Wonder why it failed to load. Hopefully it's something simple, because then if I create skills from here on out, I can just apply. So it's indented so that it's in the class. I don't think it is for me. Yeah, according to this, it's not in the class. Oops, and just to make sure, I put that down a little bit. So everything after that class inconsistent use of tabs and spaces. So maybe we need to bring it up here. So there must be some weird... Oh, you know what it probably is? That is probably what the problem is, but... Okay, do I have some sort of text editor? Come on. Because maybe what I could do is... open up, like... Thonny. And just check the indentation on there, because Vim could be rendering it weird. And I did have to enter spaces for some of those commands, right? So that could have been its own problem. Okay, so that is Thonny. So I want to do Thonny, then the script. Yeah, I think it's using a slightly different kind of character for something like... Oh, that's gonna be problematic. So this probably works fine. Making sure it's all tabbed. Save. What? Uh-oh, hopefully it'll get ourselves caught in a reboot loop. The fact that it rebooted suggests that it might work. That is odd. That it would just randomly reboot like that. I apologize about how convoluted this video is feeling right now. I think it'd be wise for me to keep the receiver in there until I get this all sorted out. I don't want to spend too much more time on this. I want to move on to the next stuff. So hopefully then things will be a bit more concise. Okay, so barrier. Gotta launch that. Sucks that I have to manually put in the IP address each time. If it would just store it, that would be nice. Like it does in Windows. Alright. So now, the fly that I want to kill. I think I'm gonna throw a towel at it. Because it's too high to reach. See if we can get it. Totally missed it. Gosh darn it, I totally missed it. Now I have no idea. Oh, there it is. Let's try it again. See if we can get him now. Nailed it. Ooh. Still alive, put him out of misery. There we go. I think we're good now. It looks like a giant ant that could fly. I just got it. Okay, now what am I doing? Suppose we'll try to run the stuff again and see what happens. Oops. So Minecraft. Start Minecraft all. Let's make sure that our audio device is properly registering first. There's probably an easier way to check, I'm sure. Fact is, it's not, so I think I have to unplug it and plug it in every time. That's just how it works. Oh my gosh. It runs it when it's not supposed to. Why would that be? Skill runs before being triggered. Is there any reason it would trigger before it's supposed to? What's in that JSON file? I'm tired of setting up barrier every time. I'm just gonna use the other keyboard and mouse. Um, why does it keep shrinking the window like that? Opt, Minecraft, skills. See if there's anything. What's in the readme? It's got the examples of using it. That's cool. Oh, I see the mistake. That's gotta get indented, and I won't use Vim to do it because I think it'll be wrong. We just have an indentation issue. What did I tell you about Python being sensitive to indentation? I'll just use Thonny to edit it. That would be the reason why it keeps rebooting the way it does. The indentation was off. Alright, so then start all. And then CLI. It shouldn't reboot on its own now. Hopefully it doesn't error out on our skill. Wouldn't that be nice? I was thinking if I was controlling that enterprise thing, I could change my phrase name, which I'm not going to do now, over to holodeck or something. Then it's like I'm interacting with the holodeck. Okay, no errors now. That's good news. So really, we could just copy our current template for other skills. We might even prefer to do that rather than running that command line thing again. Okay, what's my sample phrase? Reboot my Pi. Hey Minecraft, reboot my Pi. Oh my god, it worked. It spelled pi wrong, I can see that, but it's still... we should probably make sure that it doesn't just do it with any command, right? The fact that we spelled pi wrong and it still worked is a little concerning to me. We should probably make sure we can do other commands without it rebooting. I'll put my window down a little. Alright. Can't believe that worked. At least I think it worked. We don't know that for certain. Because we should be able to do other commands without it rebooting. And the utility should run for a while. Okay. Oh yeah. And then we should probably re-plug in the mic because it seems like we always have to do that. We'll make sure that the mic level's good. Yeah. Might be, I don't know. Hello. Gosh darn it. It's not working. I'm gonna restart all. Because the microphone's now different. So now hopefully it registers. Are you registering? No, you're not. Because you're so dumb. Still not registering, huh? I almost need to make it so that that script can't run unless the microphone's there. I'm sure there's a way to modify the script. So stop. Okay, let's unplug it, plug it back in. I'm sure there's a simple command to list audio devices, but I would rather use Audacity. Alright. There we go. The width changes so I could tell based on that. So let's start all the services. And then the CLI interface. So we should be able to do other skills without it rebooting, right? If it does reboot, then something's not working. Okay. So it's still running this yet. We'll probably want to think about doing Ansible pretty soon. And then we'll program it, see if we can get my Intel NUC to reboot. We'll probably create another skill for that. It's still doing this for some reason. Doesn't look like it's ready. As far as the Philips Hue goes, I think there's a pretty simple way to do that. I think you literally just install the skill. So I think there's MSM install Hue. So it's official, which is cool. I think we're good now. Hey Mycroft. What's 9 times 9? Yeah. Oh, that's what Wolfram is used for, huh? Hey, Mycroft. They could air it out, so we'll keep working. Hey, Mycroft. Hello? Tell me a joke. Ajax, I'm not even familiar with that, so must be some sort of JavaScript or front end or back end development related joke. Ajax must be like a JavaScript framework or something. I could be wrong. You're probably laughing at me if I'm wrong. That's good that it seems to work. What's something else I could use that probably won't error out? Hey Mycroft, what is my first name? Fair enough. It's giving me weird sounds. It doesn't even sound right. I have it muted for you guys, but it's giving me weird sounds right now. Okay. Moment of truth. Hey Minecraft. Reboot the Pi. We did it right. We definitely did it right, because when I asked that mathematical question, I was thinking maybe that would cause it to restart, but it's pretty clear that it only happens when I'm doing my commands. By the way, if it recognizes a word wrong consistently, then maybe you would consider modifying your utterance or whatever you call it for the trigger to just match it accordingly if it has a hard time. If it's consistently wrong, then program it to recognize that consistently wrong word, and then it'll work. Just some random advice I came up with without even taking a shower. So that's awesome. See if we can get it paired up with the Philips Hue now. Although I don't want to spend too much time on this. Okay, we're actually getting somewhere now, which is great. So technically I could copy my skill if I want to do something else and then modify things pretty easily. Although, no, that's probably what I would do, because I kind of have a template, if you will. So I'm going to go into the Minecraft core, and we look in there. When I go to bin, oh, looks like we got Minecraft start and stop right there too. So how do we install MSM install Hue? So we should be able to do it by saying Minecraft -MSM install Hue. Oh, we have to do a /. That should work. Assuming it's the right thing. Skill not found. We're gonna have to do the manual install. So under skills, oh, I see. So what we can do is install it and then copy it to that OPT folder. Doesn't matter where we actually do the git clone. I'm gonna set up barriers so I can copy and paste. I'm fine setting it up now. I just needed a break from all the annoyance of having to set it up over and over again. So now, if I hit tab twice in space, then I don't need the mouse to do that. So now we got barrier running. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is come over to here. I'm just gonna run this git clone, and then I'll create a directory which we can copy to where our other one is. I think that'll work fine. So to install the required libraries, that's interesting. So there must be we have to go into the directory and then pip install I'm gonna do it in a slightly different way than the way they do it here, just because of how I have been set up right now. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm just gonna do it right in here. This may not be the best place for it, but who cares? So I can copy and paste between machines with barrier. That's the other cool thing. At least with text, with files, not so much. So that Minecraft hue, I'm gonna go into there first of all. Oops. So that requirements.txt right there. Like glitchiness, huh? Pip install -r requirements. I'll just copy and paste it since I have the tool for it. Why not? Okay, here we go. So now it's going to install the required libraries for it. This is actually a really nice way to do it. It would have been so much more difficult manually trying to track the packages and do it, but they made it in one easy step. That's not something it seems like you see too often with GitHub projects. I think that was it, right? And then, oh. There's a Minecraft.conf file. I kind of refuse to believe that. But oh, there is. I'll be darned. So cd.minecraft skills.json, that was a file, right? Let me verify. Minecraft.com. I might have to do it here. So the IP address, I'll just have that be, what is the IP address of my bridge? I'm gonna look on my phone. I have Hue Pro. So in order to do that, let me pull up the app real quick. Yeah, so in order to do that, I just have to go to Hue Pro right here. And then I go here, then I can see the IP address in the top, 192.168.0.14. So they make it really nice to see that. So there we go. Nice. So that's the IP right here. Username. That I'm not really sure about. I'm gonna see if there's anything related to that on the app. I don't think there is. I don't know of any username, I'll just say that. Yeah, leave it blank. That's where we push the button on the bridge. Okay. If we're good with the other settings, then I think we can leave it. I think we can leave that alone. So that's the right IP address. So now, that skill that I was talking about, Mycroft Hue, I'm gonna move that over to Opt, Mycroft Skills. So let's actually go into there, just make sure Mycroft Hue. I think that'll work. So now I just go into the Mycroft Core, start Mycroft All. Oh, great. I bet the speaker doesn't work. I mean the mic. Come on, Audacity, where are you? There you go. We're good. Alright. CLI. I won't be able to hear what it's saying, but it shows right here. Which is great. Hopefully it sees all the settings and that I punched in the right IP address. I just saw the mic level works good. So yeah, after this, then I'm gonna set up Ansible on the Raspberry Pi, which will allow us to do SSH-based commands pretty easily. We can specify username and password and all those things pretty easily, I think. Ooh. Man, what did it just say? Oh. Oh, that's good to know. Alright. So I'm gonna stop everything. So where I put it is deprecate, so it's actually in a .config now. That's good to know. So I'm gonna see what's in .config Mycroft. Oh, we already have a mycroft.com. So we're gonna wanna, let's do some Vim magic and pull the text from it. I was going to so let's pull in the text. We're gonna pull in the entire file. So to do that, I'm gonna say .bang and then cat ~mycroft then mycroft.com. There we go. So there's our text. I kind of have a feeling it should be in the brackets, but I don't know that for certain. Okay, so since I want to delete 2 spaces, I'm gonna do a macro for this. I'm gonna do a macro right here. delete 2 spaces, go to the next line, and then I'm going to repeat that 4 more times. So that's actually, I could repeat it there too. There we go. So that's pretty useful. I want to turn on my lights, but let's get this hopefully programmed and then I'll do it. Alright. So hopefully that's all we needed to do. So start all the services. And then the command line. That erroring out kind of concerned me a little bit. Maybe I have to do it inside those brackets. Skills downloading has started. Maybe I won't have to do anything at all. We'll see. I'm so tempted to turn on my light right now, but at the same time, I don't want to do that. Oh, that shines on me. That doesn't help. Okay. We're not ready yet. Hey, Mycroft. What is 9 times 5? Hey, Mycroft. I should have removed that old file. That's not gonna fix anything though, is it? Sure, that's not gonna fix anything. That looks a little better, but I didn't like how it aired out before. Maybe that's normal. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let this happen and then I'll be right back. Make sure that everything's responsive, which it is. Alright, I'll be right back when this is done. Right, so let's hope for good news now that I got it started. I think turn on my lights is one of the commands I can use. Let me verify. Turn on my lights, yep. Hey, Mycroft. Hey, Mycroft. Hey, Mycroft. Is it not ready yet? Hey, Mycroft. That seems a little odd. We got mic level, as you can see. It might have aired out somewhere. Hey, Mycroft. What the heck is going on here? Hey, Minecraft. Not sure if this will make any difference. Hello? Are you still working? Hey, Minecraft. Hey, Minecraft. Gotta make sure there's nothing odd here. Wish it didn't take so long to initialize. Otherwise, the next thing we're doing is Ansible. Maybe I'll pull up a guide for that. I'm gonna pull up a guide for Ansible Raspberry Pi. That's how we're gonna do commands on multiple computers. I suppose you could even use it to manage multiple Raspberry Pis in the first place. I don't think this is what I want. Hey, Minecraft. Turn on my lights. That's one of the phrases you can do. Hey, Ansel. How do I phrase this? I was gonna say, do I have a Minecraft Hue skill? Hey, Minecraft. Is the Minecraft Hue skill installed? Oh, man. Hey, Minecraft. Hey, Minecraft. What skills do you have installed? Didn't even understand that. Did it do anything? Hey, Minecraft. What's 9 times 4? Okay, so it's working to some extent. Hey, Minecraft. Hey, Minecraft. Pair my Philips Hue bridge. How the heck are we supposed to pair it? Sorry, the lack of light kind of bothers me. I'm gonna turn it on once. That did not work. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna figure this out on my own time. This is taking way too long. I'm sure that it's something fairly simple, but I assume that I'll try to remember to mention in a future video. Basically, if I figure out anything since I recorded this video, I will be sure to write it down so I can share it in the next one. And I'll present it in some way, whether it's some sort of recording or just showing the process. So that's what I'll do for this sort of thing. So now I'm gonna try to get Ansible set up real quick, because I have one more thing I want to do after that, or at least try to do. So let's get Ansible actually first. Now I have it pulled up on the Pi. If I had a more non-destructive command to run besides reboot, I would certainly do that one. I think you can do it directly from apt. The only thing is it's just not up to date. But if I'm able to do what I need to do, then it probably won't matter so much. Okay. I would rather do it with apt just because then everything goes where it needs to. I'm gonna try this first. Oh, here we go. So if we need a more recent version, then I can add this to the sources. Okay. I think maybe I'll add this latest version. So this command basically adds the repository. I know it's not typically best practice to just add stuff to your sources and instead do like a sources D thing. But I don't know how to do that, so I can't. I don't understand why that didn't work. So it's running echo, then piping it to this. T not even installed. It's installed. I don't understand. Is echo not installed? Why did that not work? The quotes are done properly. I just zoned out for a second. Okay. Yeah, I don't understand why this. Oh, it's dollar symbol, that's why. That worked. So I would run apt update next. That'll update the repositories, including that one we just added. And then this errored out, but we're gonna take care of it. That's the key right there. I couldn't install a certain dependency because of that same thing right here. And I didn't know what I was supposed to do. So to install that. We're going to install dir mngr, which we have. Oh, even when I highlighted it, it overrode what it copied. So now that we know why it errored out. So now with that, it should work. So we'll install Ansible and SSH pass. So apt install Ansible and SSH pass. So now it should let us do it. Ansible might be in the main repository. That's where things might break. Not a huge fan that I added that, but hopefully all my new packages will be installed. So it's going to get rid of Python color 0, which I don't think is a big deal. Man, being able to create your own voice commands like that is... Can't believe how simple it is. I mean, it was kind of hard to get it set up initially, but it's actually quite simple to do though. I think copying that folder then just changing stuff might actually be faster than going through the wizard for a new skill. Especially with that whole indentation stuff within the things I added to the code. Because really the template is ultimately the same. And pretty much the only things I'm ever going to program are most likely to run shell commands like that. Because it's Python, it's so easy to program it. Import os.system, then the command you want. And Ansible will make it so you can do an SSH-based command to wherever you want. Which is actually quite neat. I forget the exact format of Ansible commands, but hopefully we can figure that out relatively easy. Suppose I could start talking about the last thing I want to do after this. It's basically... I want to try to create a custom Windows ISO. Because one thing I can't stand about Windows installations is having to go through all these different screens. Like turning off the location, blah blah blah, and all those things. I would like to try to create an ISO that just skips through all that nonsense. I want to still be able to partition and stuff like that, but I will get to that. Let's do this now. We'll get to that later. So now... that looks like it worked. So now is there anything in .config? Ansible. I think it's in etc Ansible. Okay, so vim ansible.cfg. So I think what you do is let's look at the hosts. I think I'm going to create groups, even if there's just one thing in there, just because I can easily reference it by a specific thing. I'd rather reference it by host name rather than what the alternative would be. So I think I'll put my host stuff right here. I should have done sudo. Then we go to example 3. I think I'll probably put it right up here, so whoops. I don't want those pound symbols there. J and K are mixed up. What the heck? There's no relative line numbers either. Sorry, but I'm gonna fix that before this drives me bonkers. So I'm gonna copy my MRC file over to roots. What the heck? I meant that. So that gap right here, that's a lot better now. I got, man, it's such a relief to have the proper key mappings now. I like to have J and K switched around. So now I think we just have to do I'll do the Nook. I'll just call it Nookie for now. That's what I accidentally called it once. The IP address, I'm not even sure what that is, so I'm gonna go to it right now. So now on here, I still don't have IF config. Thought I did. .22. It's been that same IP address throughout all the hosts. For every installation of something, it's that same IP address, probably because I have a MAC address reservation. So .0.22. Okay, so I want to make sure I can SSH into my own system here. It's crazy, but you can use SSH on your own device. That's right. It looks like people might be like, oh, you just controlled your computer. I'm actually doing an SSH connection, which means you could, in theory, do infinite SSH connections. See? Things aren't what they appear to be. If I wanted to control this computer by connecting to the Pi and then to this, then the Pi, then this, I could do it as many layers as I want in theory. Then I have to hit exit like 20 times to get back to this. That's totally doable. But the point is, we got the IP address now. So that's what we punch in right here. Okay, so that's essentially it. Then I think I do Nookie :bars. I've never actually used Ansible, but I watched a video on it. So I think I say Ansible username equals the username, Ansible password equals, you really think I'm going to show you the password? No, not doing that. You're going to see me again when I enter in the password and save the file. So ready? Let's see if we can perform some magic. I don't know if I want to be able to do that, but let's try. So let's see if we can do this now. with the snap of a finger. I don't know if I can do this, but I'll try. Ready? Not sure how well that worked, but with the magic of something, it's edited now. So I think there were a couple things we had to look at in Ansible.cfg as well. I forget what it is. Oh, it has to do with SSH key based things. Something with SSH keys. Host key checking. I'm going to set that to false. Just because I'm doing password-based authentication, but in a real-world scenario, you would want to use host key checking, like an SSH key, rather than user and password-based authentication. In a way, it's like manually allowing devices to connect, and only those ones can connect, rather than whoever has the password, which with an unsecure password, you wouldn't want that. I may actually end up switching this around later, but for now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to check my notes to real quickly make sure there isn't something else we have to look at in this file. That is it. So there we go. I don't think we have to do anything to make it reapply, but in theory, we should be able to execute a command. So if I do like Ansible Nookie, which is that group name that I configured, -A, I think, and then whatever you want to execute. Like, let's see if echo works. It came, actually, let's do ping. Ping with this device. I'll do a ping 0.41. I don't know if that's really what I want to do, but let's see if this works. Unreachable. Oh. Wait, what? Maybe we want to do something like this. Permission denied. I can program that thing to reboot the Debian system. Right? So we're just making it so it's easy to do SSH connections. I think I'm going to real quickly verify that I have the password entered correctly, and then also double check my syntax with the command we're running too. And I'll be back once I do those things. Right, so after a bunch of troubleshooting later, I finally figured out why the Ansible stuff wasn't working. So I'll show you what the solution is now. So all it really is apparently they've made a change in how it works, and rather than Ansible underscore username and underscore password, you need So rather than this Ansible user name and Ansible password, it has to be this syntax. And no, I did not give the password away, of course not. That's not the real password, but I also left a space right here, which I don't know if that's mandatory, but that's how I did it. You might be able to have it like, oops. You might be able to have it like this, I'm not sure. But that's what the syntax is right there, and it works. And also, I removed the quotes around the username and password because I think it might think it's part of the username and password itself. I could be wrong about that, but without the quotes, it does, and they work too. So as you can see right here, when I run the hide there, it works. So now we have an actual connection because it executed the command. So in theory, if I were to execute the reboot command, it should reboot the computer, hopefully. I'm not sure if I need sudo or not, but let's switch over to the computer. If I hit enter and this reboots, then obviously it works. You ready? Hopefully this works. If it doesn't, it's probably because it needs sudo privileges, I'm sure. Or because the capture card isn't refreshing. Nah, from the looks of it, it didn't work. Find out what we're supposed to do. No such file or directory. We probably do need sudo on there. And with sudo, I'm sure it'll probably work, hopefully. Let's find out. Ready? I'm about to hit enter. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it works. Amazing. So now we can use a voice command to reboot a completely different computer. Keyboard and mouse. So I can select Debian rather than Windows by default. No. Oh. Barely connected it in time to select the correct thing. That was close. Surprised I hit that in time. So it does reboot now. That's wonderful. Now let's see if we can program a voice command to do that. I'm gonna see if I could use the same skill to program this or if I need another one. So we got Ansible working basically, so that's actually accomplished. Man, that is awesome. It looks like it failed, but it really succeeded. Alright. So this is all we have to run in the Python script, basically. Right. So now I need to figure out how we have multiple intents and whatnot. So opt, Minecraft skills, and then reboots. And then I think, you see how it's like hi host reboot dot intent. I thought it was an intent file on the locale, right? You could do multiple languages, by the way, like the German one, blah blah blah. Hi, host reboot.dialog. So in theory, we can create another dialog file and then, or intent file, I should say. And be able to program it separately. So if I were to copy the pi.host reboot intent to pi.host.reboot intent, and I might say Nookie, because that's what I like to call my Intel Nook sometimes, forgive me for that. So now I'm gonna reboot my, I'll do a find and replace with Nookie everywhere. So I forget exactly how you do that, but I think you do :R for replace. Pi with Nookie, if it'll even recognize that word. Oh man. Replace Pi with Nookie, and that's global. Man, how do you do a replace in Vim? I forgot already. I've already become rusty in that. I'll use Chrome for this. Oh wait, Vim substitution. It's actually S rather than R, isn't it? R is for retrieve, I bet. My bad. So I think what we want to actually do is S Pi with Nookie. So how do I do that with all of them? I thought that's what the G does. Shoot. How do I replace all? Find and replace all text. All percent S. So percent S, right? So this should be a percent. That'll replace all instances. Perfect. So now we will have to change the Python code. So how do I spell Thani? Oh, probably 2 N's. So Thani. I prefer to use Thani just because it'll have proper indentation. So I think what I do is, I don't even know what this my setting is, to be honest with you, but it seemed to make it work, so I'm not going to complain there. So you see how it says, ooh, handle Pi host reboots. What originally has that? So manifest. No. The settings, meta. No. Um, I don't, maybe the name doesn't really matter. Handle Pi host reboot. Maybe the name won't matter, but maybe it will. Intent file handler Nucky. What's it called again? So I just opt Minecraft skills. Maybe we should copy the intent file too. So cp.pi.host.reboot, or the dialog file, to Nucky, and then vim. Ah, heck, that's the same thing. So nucky.host.reboot.intent. I'm not even sure if this is gonna work. And then here, okay. 1 second, I'll be right back. Okay, let's do this. So this is just gonna be sudo reboot. I don't like how that's on multiple lines. It might have a problem copying, but we'll try it. Oh, that worked nicely. So in theory, this is all that should be required. So I'll save that out. And hopefully we can start up the service without any errors. First thing I'm going to do is make sure that the microphone still works. I rebooted it once and demonstrated this to other people. It was so cool. I didn't even have the... couldn't tell if anything was going to work or not. I just hoped for the best, and it worked so nicely. So that was cool. Right, so I'm going to go into here. And I will script it to automatically start up. Probably all you'd really have to do is the cron tab. I might move the script elsewhere. Whoops. I'm at Nano right here. Man, I gotta change that to Vim. How do I do that? It'll be a quick Google. I know that there's a quick answer, I think. Terminal change default editor. There's a command you could run Change default editor for cron tab. Oh, select editor is what I was looking for. Select editor. I want Vim. That basic probably. Funny how they meant Nano's easiest. Ooh, ED is a little bit confusing as well. So, yeah. Nano is of course the easiest to use, most user friendly. But what I would need to do is just go to the end of the file and I think with this reboot here, do @reboot. I can't remember if this worked or not. Then the script, and then it'll run at startup, I think. I can't remember for certain, but that would be how you run it at startup, most likely. There's probably other methods too, but cron tab is one of the ways. Or else you could have it run every so often, which doesn't make any sense. Unless you add something in the script to detect if it's already running, but that doesn't make sense either. Just pointing out some ways you can have it run at startup. That's beside the point here. So we're going to start all the services now. And we're going to start the command line interface. Let's make sure that we're not erroring out on the skill. It's kind of hard for me to see colors with this. I don't think the color temperature filters should be applying for you, because I don't think I have it on the Pi or anything. Nope. Doesn't look like it's erroring out yet. So that Wolfram Alpha, I believe, is where the calculations are happening. Uncommitted changes, what does that mean? Hey Mycroft, what is 9 times 4? Good. Alright. Okay. So reboot my Nookie is the command that I'm using here. Hey Mycroft, reboot my Nookie. Oh, no, no. Didn't work, I don't think. Creating another skill would have probably... Why did it reboot the Pi? I think I'm going to create it as a separate skill for now, but I'll try to remember to learn the proper way and hopefully show you guys later. So I'll reboot with this thing rather than the Nook. I just realized I could start Barrier using VNC. So I made a VNC connection. 41, I think. No, that's for the other Pi. This one would be .35 then. So, and it won't make any difference to you if you see the actual capture card while I see the VNC. Can't tell the difference. Okay, so that works. So I just closed out the VNC connection. So now barrier works. Let's see if we can create a new skill by duplicating the entry and all that. So we're gonna go to Ops, Minecraft Skills, Reboot Host Pi. I'm gonna actually copy that folder. So cp-rv reboot host Pi skill to reboot host Nucky for now skill. So just copied everything. Host Nucky. So let's change some of the stuff like locale. Anything with the pi.host. So I think all I have to do is remove, and I like to do -v with multiple files. Pi.star I think should do it. Perfect. And now we just have the Nucky files. So the intent. Perfect. So now we gotta modify the Python code. I think we could use Vim for that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'll clear the terminal so there's no glitches. So Vim. That's I'm pretty much just gonna be deleting stuff. I'm gonna delete that block. Oh, weird. Considers that 2 blocks. Well, no big deal. There. I think it'll probably work with this. Reboot hosts. I probably screwed something up. Reboot host Nucky. I'm sure that I screwed something up here. As far as the dependencies and stuff, they're pretty much the same, so we'll go into Minecraft now. Start all the services. And then the CLI. Oh crap, I didn't check mic. Of course it doesn't work. So stop doing this. Sometimes the mic works, sometimes it doesn't. That's weird. Now I think I should have to deal with normally because I tend to have relatively high uptimes on the Pis. We're good now. So start all. And then the CLI. Hopefully it doesn't get confused with the similar intents. So yeah, we got Ansible successfully now. So the last thing will be creating a Windows ISO basically. I want to try to use the Windows 80K and I want to get to bed decent tonight, so if I don't get it quite achieved at a decent time, then too bad. If I can at least convey the gist of what's involved, or try to, then should know what's involved, hopefully. Oh yeah, then trying it out. I'll probably try it out on QEMU with my Debian. I think that's probably what I'll do. Hey Minecraft. Hey Minecraft. Hey Minecraft. That's odd. Hey Minecraft. Hey Minecraft. Hi Minecraft. Hey Minecraft. Mic level seems to work, but it's not peaking at what it. Oh yeah, it's peaking. Hey Minecraft. That's interesting what that's showing right there. I think restarting it will fix it. Oh, let's also make sure that we're not glitching out on something. Otherwise, we will have to create a new skill. If it glitches out on that one that we duplicated. I'm sure there's a way I can combine them together. Just right now, no. So yeah, I'm gonna create a Windows reboot host Pi. Where's reboot host Nookie? They might not even know about it. Hey Minecraft, what's 9 times 4? It makes such weird sounds. I have it muted right now, but I can still hear it. It sounds that don't even make sense. I'm really not missing out on anything. You probably heard it already at one point. Okay. It's probably gonna end up rebooting this thing rather than the Nook. So I want to make sure that my Nook is awake first of all. It seems to be. Hey Minecraft. Reboot my Nookie. probably reboot the Pi again. I think we had to go to that skill creation wizard. I think something didn't officially register. If the Pi is rebooting, we know what's up. We do know what's up. So we're gonna have to create a brand new skill for now. I think that'll probably be the best way to do it. Once we get this, then we get the gist, and I'll keep doing this for other things, including my phone with ADB. And then, of course, I'll see if I can figure out what's going on with the Philips Hue lights. I imagine it's some sort of bridge authentication related thing. Okay, I'm gonna connect to VNC. You're not missing out on anything. So now I'm connected with VNC. Okay. Close that out and come back to here. Right. So we're gonna go to Ops, Minecraft skills. I'm gonna move the Nookie over to home. Just so I have it. So I might want to reference some sort of file here. Just to make some quick adjustments. So now I'm going to create a new skill. So I'm going to say so Minecraft and then bin Minecraft MSK, I think, create. Yep. I'm not entering an email address. Because I'm not registering GitHub. Not putting any of this on GitHub. Since it's stuff specific to me, whatever. Yeah. See right here where I enter the skill name, that's what's important. Reboot. Naming's gonna be a little bit off. Oh, come on. Okay. Are you kidding me? Won't let me backspace beyond this. Wow, how nice. Let's try this again. No email address. This is really a bash script that I'm running here. Reboot Nookie. Looks good. Yep. So I could just hit enter because that's Y by default because it's capitalized. Enter some phrases. I just wanted to kind of copy what I have. So locale, ENUS. What else is there? Nookie.host.reboot.intent. Okay. Reboot my Nookie. Reboot the Nookie. Restart the Nookie. I think you could do special syntax like reboot and restart, something like that, but I'm not going to do that for now. Oh no. I got the same thing twice. Reboot. Restart my Nookie. There. What your skills should say to respond. Rebooting. A one line. My Intel Nook. Reboots Intel Nook. I'm the author for now. I'll go with the defaults. So I hit enter for that. This is configuration, enter. Enter. Enter to skip. I think I said yes for this because I'm using OS for the dependency, not creating a GitHub repo. So probably officially register, so I might have to look at the script or some sort of instructions. So what I'm going to do here is now I'm going to go back into opt, Minecraft, skills. So reboot Nookie skill. So sudo vim manifest. If I wanted to copy these 4 lines, I'll do some vim magic. So I'll do less dash capital N. Whoops. This is supposed to be an exclamation mark, less dash capital N. Something's not working. Whatever. I mean, I'm just gonna get rid of that line. Change this to OS. That's really all I changed. Then settings, meta, didn't even change anything on there. And then I'll do thani init.py. So we gotta add this. And this. And this stop. I'll probably automate some of this, I would imagine, because this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it doesn't take that long to create this anyway. So I think this is all we need. So cd locale enus Yeah, that's good. So now let's start everything up. So I'm gonna go into here, start all. Do we have this working? I want to make sure the mic works again. Otherwise I have to run restart all, which I do. Okay, let's try that again. Still doesn't work. Come on. Why does it seem like it has random luck detecting the device? Hopefully it worked. It worked. We're good now, so gotta restart all the services. And then we're gonna go to the command line. And do we have an audio meter? It doesn't look like it's working because it's frozen, but now it looks like it's working, doesn't it? Well, that's exciting, isn't it? Hey, Minecraft. Not ready yet. Right, so the Windows ISO creation, I want to basically create a custom Windows ISO that skips through a lot of the steps that are unnecessary. I think I can program it to do exactly what I want. So for example, where we would punch in a username, I could choose probably if I want to skip that or not. I might not skip that one just because I may want to do a custom one, but for a lot of the other annoying things, I'll skip those. I want to still be able to partition and stuff like that. I'll get into that. Hey, Minecraft. Hey, Minecraft. Seems like it doesn't work the first time. Hey, Minecraft. We're gonna have to reboot this again. It just doesn't seem like it works the first time. Which is pretty aggravating, but hopefully it does now. So yeah, so to create the custom Windows ISO, I'm gonna use the 80K utility, I think. And typically when you're creating a custom ISO, you typically wanna, I'll probably dive into this again, but don't download custom ISOs online, make your own, because malware can easily be slipped in by really anybody. You want to know what's going into your ISOs, so just create it yourself, and also you can make it your own exactly how you want to. So you're going to use a custom ISO, make your own. Got that? Alright. Hey, Minecraft. What's 9 times 5? It's concerning that it errors out, but it doesn't stop everything from working. So now I'm gonna make sure that my Nook is awake. you know, all that, which is not, of course. Hey Minecraft, restart my Nookie. It did the pie, didn't it? Honestly. OS is not defined. That actually worked, technically speaking. I just made a Python error, that's all. So, I'll restart it afterwards, so vim, sudo vim, opt, Minecraft, skills, reboot, Nookie, the init.py. What I should have done was set import OS right there. I just simply forgot that. I'll restart. Yeah, otherwise I think it would have worked from the looks of it. Didn't restart the pie, that's a good sign. I always feel like I had to emphasize that just so it doesn't restart that device itself. Maybe I need to make it so that it's really hard to actually restart that thing. Do some ridiculous word maybe. That sounds like it would mean restart, but it's totally different. So hopefully this works now. This works, and we're gonna do the Windows ISO creation, and then we're done. So basically what I'm doing is call an unattended installation. Hey Minecraft, what's 9 times 6? Wow. Let's see if it works. Sorry if I keep bumping my mic. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, ready? Moment of truth. Can we restart a completely different computer? Hey Minecraft, restart my Nookie. Please work. Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. So I can execute commands on different computers. That is awesome. Let's see how quickly it is before I can restart it again. See if I can maybe restart it before barrier starts. Looks like I have connectivity already. Hey Minecraft, restart my Nookie. This is awesome. Man. I'll figure out how to combine scripts later on and maybe show that in a future video. I will write down a whole bunch of stuff. As far as getting it in Windows, I'm gonna get SSH figured out too. I'll try to showcase how that's done. Maybe I'll only do it on this computer, then on my Nook I won't. Or something, I don't even know. Open SSH on the computer is a little bit tricky. Kind of want to go into Windows one more time, just because I'm that crazy. I want to see if using a soft voice works too. My mic is all the way over here. So I got this arm length right here. Can I reach it from, just to show you, here, I'll show you how long it is. Just to make things relative. This is where the mic is, just to give you an idea. Okay. I'm gonna see if I can talk gently and still have it work. Hey Minecraft, restart my Nookie. So right there, I barely talked. I hate to say this, but the Pi just restarted. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make it very distinct. That's alright, I'm done with this. I probably had the wrong word and defaulted to the Pi. I might have to have like code words for each thing or something. I don't know. Like maybe have it start with the device and then what I'm doing. So like Nookie restart rather than restart Nookie. Then I'm less likely to accidentally... I feel like I'm less likely to accidentally do the wrong one if I do it that way. But I'm not sure. I wish it was running so I could shut it down with the voice command. We know how that would work, so I'm not even going to program it because we know how it would be done. I'll leave it for now, and then I'll shut it off in my own time. Because I don't even have barrier right now. So yeah. The last thing we're going to do in this video is create a custom Windows ISO, or at least try to. So